space, but cut off by the toxic screen.
Oh, NC Slasher. Able to dispatch of Bane for the first one, and DOS9 aware that Marco has slipped through. That's going to be an open B site ready for the rotate.
Yeah, fantastic pickups, and also quite aware of mid as well. Look at how he's blocking that off with the Poison Cloud. So freeing, not quite able to passage his way through. And you also have Hyunmin already somewhere up towards.
And Famous has just shifted into playing this lurk role now because they've already opened the space. They don't need him. Damage delivered, damage set in stone.
Hyunmin, though, still trying to do what he can. Does fine and walk away with another kill. 2 kills now so far, but still the opportunity is there. He hears the footsteps and goes in for the spam. Takes down Freeing.
Plant.
Plant comes in. And DOS9 strikes again. Now DRX are starting to think, I've got to watch for my back, but trying to deny that spike plan with 10 seconds left. They continue to push up. Shiro just quickly dispatches them with that stinger of his.
Oh, the shift
Bane,
in.
though, sliding through, lets him get the plant. Now for the spray. No, where is it? Shiro gets it instead. Pops up. Oh, and a player on the other side, but Famous takes the duel instead. He does pop the Blade Storm, though, so that's going to be quickly nullified by Freeing. And now DRX fully is aware.
DOS9 does have the pit. Shiro one away from the Armageddon, but NC Slasher has just picked up the null command, and that would lock Freeing into Marco into yellow.
Still somewhat undetected, but yes, very much so pinned down now. The flash as well, but the timing not quite there for the peek out. And that's going to be Bane who holds down the angle. A bit of a double kill, but also for Berserks and DOS9 to find the trades right back. Time bought in, however.
Buffed KO too, remember? So quick back up on his feet for this player advantage.
And that's going to be now Pit in for the possible spike plan, and the fragment now beginning to tag away at Freeing, which kind of reveals his position, but he still finds a frag instead. Pops into the dimensional drift right quick, and that's Hyunmin to provide additional support. Sniper Overwatch coming in. The flashes to push Berserks off of the spike. Hyunmin now quick to launch forward, looking to possibly get a tap onto the spike. They know that Berserks is rather low, and as he tries to slip back and forth around, continues to trudge forward in towards a main. Hyunmin in with the off.
Yeah, he's done it again. This time taken down. This is awkward. There's overextensions for DRX.
With these 4 players now, they can just kind of overwhelm the site, bulldoze their way in.
Yeah, but we've seen Boom be very patient in these scenarios too as well, right?
To regroup and then come in with the utility. The Armageddon to clear out backside, the trades to really ensure that the front is very much secure. So even though a player is lost in the form of NC Slasher, they're still comfortable.
Yeah.
Side.
Everybody's left.
Famous.
Bane is the last person.
He just needs to stay alive, and that's enough time bought away already.
Bane's the last person to get there, and you got to remember, he's got the Armageddon. He wants to be close to try and deny the spike plant, but he's not going to be able to. Shiro ahead a little bit far there.
So just a bit of damage done, but not too much loss for Boom. The spike's still down, and the lockdown to continue to allow that spike to tick.
Molly's already on the spike.
Bit of a check as well, but now DRX beginning to plant their boots onto the ground. Still looking at some of these potential ultimates, but DRX very much so looking to maneuver carefully as a full team, but they just line themselves up for NC Slasher. Hyunmin now pushing outside of 410, but it's a quick trade. And with that, not enough time for the spike to get defused. Estrella.
Yeah, it'll allow the rest of the team of Boom, though, to get close, that's for sure.
And even though Mako had the stinger, he was already quickly dismissed away by Famous and that Phantom of his. Estrella, though, up top, will find a target.
Early investment of the lockdown. Buy some time. A gun.
But Boom's reaction is to dig deep. Oh! Famous, unfortunately, detained, and that's Salvos as well.
Unfortunate that he's not able to escape on that one. Hyunmin finds Berserks on the lurk. So this is a little bit better for DRX. It's not the most flashiest of rounds. It's not the most expected.
Might even be a little bit of a slip-up from Boom, but it's one that DRX will happily capitalize on. Now finding DOS9. Just NC Slasher, maybe to get the spike plants or a kill or 2, but...
So he doesn't technically need to stay around. There's all the information.
Making all the right moves for now. Double kill found. Trade found by Berserks as well, and that's when DOS9 begins to look for his next target, but unfortunately gets picked off instead. DRX with a recovery on the macro game. Slipped through.
Oh, is
but
he
Hyunmin
aware?
definitely aware.
Oh, no way.
DOS9!
And Berserks.
Now a bit of a chance for Boom to maybe get the spike on over, but
Estrella in mid. He has everything to do here. Timing
warning ping.
is of the essence. Are Boom aware?
They have an idea, but will they find the duel?
And look at DOS.
The angle. DOS9 comes back in to provide assistance to
They're
his team.
crunching on him.
Estrella still tucked away, and here comes, they walk into his crosshairs. Berserk's with the trade, 30 seconds left.
And he can get towards the site here. DOS9 just making sure that the main choke point of Orange that you would expect this rotation to maybe even potentially come from is looked after. Dispatching of Marco. Now it's all onto Bane.
Has to be careful with this utility, might reveal his position, so Bane.
Yeah, too late to the party to use the salvos, so now the element of surprise. Where's Bane coming from?
Trying to creep up. Alarm bot as well on the spike. So if he's going to use the salvos, he's going to have to use it to flush them out, but instead tricks onto the utility on the ground. Salvos, there it is. But Boom, they're still tucked away. Holds the angles and has an idea, but needs to land the flicks. Goes for the tap again. But look at Boom, so disciplined.
Shot.
But what a flick! Bane still running low on time, comes back onto the spike to try to stick it to half. Berserks for the jump peaks, but Bane is sticking it all the way through. Berserks, you've got to go now, and there it is! Lethal lurk. But now...
Okay, 5v3. The start that you want as DRX. You're even ready for DOS9 to try and find some timing. This is an immediate answer back from the powerhouse team of Korea.
We've got frags of our own for sure. Now on towards Bane, where he's happily perched up on top. A lot of vision. Spots NC Slasher, receives contact.
Yeah, that may have been a little bit risky, though Berserks and NC Slasher are, you know, a little bit low, which is why NC Slasher is just removing himself to get his health back on up. For the people out there that are thinking that he's trolling, that's the plan, get some health.
And the null command continues to pulse as well.
Yep. But now you've got 45 seconds and DRX have rotated.
You have no idea where they are.
Yep.
They're right close by. DRX now will spring the trap. Estrella to take down Berserks. NC Slasher still has full HP though, and quite a bit of time.
But the rafters angles, that's a bit off.
Oh.
And the flank to come through from Mark.
Refreshes onto the post plant. Boom. Now recollecting it. Mako, there it is. Holds the angle and finds Famous up towards middle.
4 versus 4. Salvos eventually will come online for Bane.
Which means Boom has to get going. But this is when Hyunmin has the tailwind and fires off a couple of pot shots. Boom beginning to make their move, but the Poison Cloud in their way against DRX. They find it against the Boom with the one-way through. And there are those pistols.
Drone.
Doesn't spot Famous.
No, but he doesn't spot vertically below what's happening, and it doesn't matter here, does it, Quack? Look at what's going on. It's just
finding the triple.
Absolute shutdown.
Just by Bane as well. Try to collect as much as possible, trying to salvage it. But still the damage quick. In with the Phantom though, but with the flash out, unfortunately not quite able to react. Shiro still in place. Shoots down the drone, gets away safely.
Yeah, so the player advantage is going to be solidified for DRX as Marco, I was speaking about him, sneaking through middle.
Quickly eliminates the first player that he spots. Makes quick work off the second. And okay, not quite spotting on Berserks yet, but that is the spike and the site very much controlled by DRX.
Yeah, these sort of situations, DOS9 Berserks, if you find any sort of damage, you need to start to get some information, they feel like, at the moment. And what an absolute shot.
Fully anticipated.
Good pre-fire.
Even just a check, that was nutty.
Yeah, and now you've got all of mid-control, essentially, from Marco. No Sentinel utility to come out from Boom. They're going to have to either cut a corner or look for some information that the 0 point doesn't hit anyone.
And that also intercepts, you know, potential rotate lines, especially with Famous on that op. Now they would launch their assault, and Hyunmin finds the entry. NC Slasher has to get out.
Yep.
He only has DOS9 nearby. Famous, he's got to find Mako somehow, some way. Meanwhile, the rest of DRX still holding down the line, anchoring down the site. Famous will eliminate Mako, but at this point, it's just kills. Oh!
That's a high sensitivity.
And the crowd gasps with it as well.
The Hunter's on though. They know.
They're trying to get it out of his hands, and Hyunmin with the angle.
On the back of the Dimensional Drift.
Okay. It begins with a flash from NC Slasher, then the fragment to deny any potential spike plants. Shiro finds a kill as well and has the Armageddon still in his pocket. NC Slasher goes with the null command, and it keeps DRX at bay. Famous up from the back though, and that kind of keeps Boom pinched in. Oh, DRX, they're trying to avoid it, but Famous finds a shot off of that one kill. Now dashes in, and Hyunmin takes a frag right back. Looks for the spike plant now. 4 seconds left. Berserks, he's managed to buy enough time that DRX will walk away.
Esports.
DRX, you silly billies.
Oh.
They're gonna do what they do with the op. Instantly taking down Famous. We have a new challenger.
We have a returning challenge.
Oh yeah. So now all fully in position across pipes. Some towards belt as well.
Oh,
Shiro looks to retrieve more information.
Yeah, couldn't go too far forward with that one, unfortunately. This is hard for Boom.
Armageddon as well towards backside, and that really keeps Boom stuck in place, but NC Slasher finding a couple of frags. Unfortunately gets traded down.
Yeah.
DOS9 is way too far.
Way too many balloons to try and throw that dart out to pop there.
So you do have that flank play coming in, Komodo, but it's quickly dealt with. I thought Hyunmin was watching it and would be able to do something, but that is quick on the draw by NC Slasher. Now playing for the head angle. Famous, still dancing with death though. Estrella actually picks the kill up. Off to the next one, and that's just gonna be Shiro and NC Slasher applying pressure on both sides. This is where it gets dicey. NC Slasher for the triple. DOS9 dispatching off the Viper's pit. Berserks collects onto the final kill, and that's gonna be the map.
We just checked the whole back of sight to make sure that there was no gate crash from freeing that was going to be there. Shiro, by the way, starting off the affairs by dispatching of Marco. That's your smokes down for the count.
The rest of the map to pick up the pieces. Oh, that's a second shot.
More?
Yes, please.
1, 2, give me more.
3 into the... Oh, no.
3 and 4, you're on the floor. Come on, Quack. You should know this.
I do not. What is that?
I don't know. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a sneaky spot from freeing in towards the C site of things here. But can he do anything? It would be a mistake from a Boom member here that could give DRX a way back in. They're not checking the corner, at least it's a trade.
So thankfully found numbers still in the hands of Boom. DRX, however, will have the C site. Spike planted pretty soon, and Salvo's still in play.
Good jump spot from NC Slasher. Trying to piece together some information here, waiting for the team to come in for the big old flank.
Oh, that's something that DRX might not expect. They will be cautious of it though, and with the heads-up duel picked up, there's a very good chance for DRX to convert the round, but Famous denies those salvos. Back into it, it's just freeing.
Yeah, looking for the 1v1s.
Will he fly high as a free bird? Nope, not quite. At least with the recon broken, Shiro fully aware. NC Slasher to come in and relay to receive, but Hyunmin! Classic kills found!
My classic don't do that, and he hasn't even been touched.
Is your classic the DRX classic? I don't know. I don't think so.
It was the Boom one last night.
With that, it's the spike plant and a weapon picked up by Hyunmin. The duelist at DRX looking to launch an assault onto his opponents. Sprays found, but with the double tap shield from DOS9 now.
Icon as well for Shiro.
Here comes the incoming hit from Famous now. Hyunmin though trying to hold down the line both around the site plant. Salvos quickly deployed, but then for Shiro to dance around the corners, his teammates falling all around him.
Oh my god.
Hyunmin in for the double and missed! A quad picked up, almost the ace, but Berserk shuts it down. Hops back on over, and Estrella to...
Kind of provide you a little bit of a way in towards the site. An early Hunter's Fury, though, not gonna get too much established, or maybe it will. Shiro Berserk's in for one.
Still into it, looking for the sprays against freeing. Does find it. Additional support from NC Slasher as well, and there it is! The round quickly picked up.
Blocks always be used in a post. Berserks. Shut down.
In position, Hyunmin now. Fortunately, it's going to be Shiro who finds a shot through the A-Link position and pulls off the drone.
Quickly a 2 versus 2 as well, but remember, Famous is on this operator.
Exactly where
Yeah, but I don't know how useful it's going to be in a position like this. Hyunmin closes in the distance with the Blade Storm, and it's just Shiro to find the duels. The drift on forwards, but Shiro! If they find a little bit more.
Oh, DOS9.
Shield broken, body human shield as well. And Famous uses that chance to find a kill of his own around A short. Now off to Shiro, spotting out Hillman, but oh, look at the updraft. Now Famous getting fully blinded. Will eat a face full of bullets with the stinger from Mako. NC Slasher inside of the smoke. And DRX kind of aware, playing safer around it. Cyber Cage goes up around him. Hyunmin now eliminating his final teammate. And NC Slasher not able to move, but does spin around to take down Estrella. Looks for the next targets, but close range again. That's when a stick shot him in. Looking for an opportunity. Looking for Dawson to pick up his first kill. It's going to be Berserks instead, outside a garage. DRX looking to reassess the situation with a stealth drone. But at the same time, the smoke's appearing upwards, and then a pot shot through it. What?
Yeah, and these are the sort of situations as well that you just don't want to see them overstep. Famous traded DOS9, I will highlight here, has the kill contract if time starts to be a bit of a problem, but also would just be used to help the team remove a player of DRX for them to fight.
He's looking for the frag though. All in 4 positions, pops a double tap, and there's the kill contract. Straight into it, Guardian versus Mako. Plays around the angles while his teammates find more on the site. And that's DOS9 picking up the first one. Bane now left alone and cold, but keeps himself undetected. Meanwhile, NC Slasher beginning to initiate the fights with the paranoia, but Hyunmin quick to receive. Berserks now will be able to look for the trade, especially holding the angles. But look at Mako, somewhat shieldless, but he crouches underneath. Shiro off towards the races from A-Link. He goes in and guns down a couple more, and it's just Estrella who does get spotted out by Famous at the very...
See if they can win the opening fights.
Good position for NC Slasher though, and that's when they spring Hunter's Fury as well, and Hyunmin attempting to dodge, but NC Slasher happy to assault them down.
What a great trap play to come out from Boom.
Estrella snuck inside of B with a quick timing on things, takes down Shiro.
And he's one away from the neural theft as well, right? If he's able to achieve it through the cage, the gun barrel spotted, and it's Berserks to throw his hat in.
Absolutely unfortunate. 1v3 for freeing now.
Yep, just get out of there. Don't give him the 1v1s. Play together as a team. Reposition.
But he knows he's very much so surrounded. Looking for the spike plant as well. But
he's just been toyed with.
Mako. Shot it, stepped away. Freeing beginning to sweat. He's swiping his... The clone tripped it, but
guys,
it's going to be Famous, and they haven't quite dealt with it just yet. So a free kill for Mako, but still NC Slasher to trade. Now Hyunmin chiming in as well. And that's where the numbers begin to become overwhelming. Just NC Slasher alone.
Shadows traveling.
Removes one angle with a smoke,
but has to contend with the others. Close range, looking for the right click, but Hyunmin the salvos though, and it does stall them somewhat, especially with the stun now, taking down Famous. Still though, Boom not slowing down outside of the smokes, but quickly hit by the stingers. Now Mako with a Spectre, spike on the ground.
Unfortunately for that one, no one was able to assist Famous when he got in towards the site, and there was the stun. We'll have to see with 40 seconds to go what Boom want to do. That was really risky from Berserks and ill-advised.
But also good reactions coming out from Estrella, who, again, newly slotted into the team. But as we say that, thinking about Mako and Hyunmin, somehow they fall. That's going to be the site and the spike planted down. Famous with the weapon picked up, looking to convert the whole round. Triple kill, what? Pressure. Flashes out as well, but sprayed through by Estrella. Now for DOS9 to meet his mark, does find one, and then pulls off the kill contract. Mako, though, still undetected, finds a couple into the kill contract, but at this point, it's just a no avail. Berserks! Out everything.
And legitimately, the wisest idea would have been for them to get
out with a stinger, and now the salvo's coming through. NC Slasher trying to fend them off, hide into a safer position.
But there's no other jewels that are coming on the back of that one, unfortunately. The only way that works is if you got the jewels close. And unfortunately, it was the spike held by Shiro that is in an almost unobtainable position if you didn't have a From the Shadows to go and pick it up as NC Slasher. So you get in towards the site, you look to bring it into a one-player deficit, but the retake's here now.
The outlaw kill. He gets ahead of the Armageddon as well, but Mako finds him instead. NC Slasher now with the weapon, looking to play around the smoke, maybe a bit of an anti-flash, and it makes it work! He finds a triple at the end of the round! So all of them just looking to explode out of C-Link, possibly, in with the flashes, but lo and behold, Shiro right inside. He springs like a snake, and with the headshot, stunned up as well! Finds the triple, Famous for the last! But you've got to find your targets, and Despite being fully blinded, he actually takes Famous down.
Gets the refresh.
Paranoia sent out as well.
Do they expect Marco behind this double stack?
Straight in behind. Maybe not quite just yet, but still the damage will be done. Hyunmin going big with the blades. A triple found in the round, and the spike scattered to the wind.
As I said, didn't get a chance in the last round to have a fight. This time, when he's given one, and he has vision on the opponent, able to destroy.
Even without vision, he took down Famous. Yeah, ridiculous. Now just Berserks with 50 seconds to go.
And spotted.
Gauge is up. I mean, do you look for the save? You try.
Your money as a team is okay.
Okay. He does have the utility. Kind of sends it through and will find and collect on towards Famous!
Wow.
Hyunmin and Estrella all arriving at the right time, right place.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. And now the flank from Estrella up close and personal to Shiro.
Okay.
30 seconds left.
Slightly whizzed right past by.
Yep, but I don't know of the universe that we live in where Shiro found a 1 versus 5. So
Not the most likely, but if he does find one kill, that's going to be Hunter's Fury. Well, it still is a 1vx. At least begins with a shock dart and tries to position himself for more opportunities. Holds the angle, does find the first, backs off into the next, and not quite able to find him in just yet, but still deploying it nonetheless. Armageddon being baited out by DRX as well, so that could aid Boom in some of the future rounds, but at least for now, DRX happy to slay all of them in full until DOS9 and Shiro find a couple for themselves. Shiro up for the triple. Just Mako left all of a sudden with a switch. Mako eliminates Shiro for now.
And it's
just
DOS9.
DOS9 has to come up huge. 1v1, he swings out.
NC Slash is still here, Bane.
Holding the off ankle, and he will slay him down. Hopping midair, and with this position found, that could very well be Spike, but the rest of DRX look to prevent it from happening up towards a link until the flash comes out. Famous, what are you? This flames up in lights, and it's just down Estrella alongside Mako, who comes in from the back.
Yeah, the dark cover. He's got one available to try and assist, to try and help Estrella.
Taking him down, 2-on-1 now. NC Slasher, he's done so much before. Can he do it again at half HP? Spotted up towards the top, but still working around the edge of this smoke.
It'll fade soon.
It's Mako that he has to look out for. The wall bang punch to the next angles. Right there, Mako fully flashed in towards Shiro, but NC Slasher will find the trade. Hyunmin now up top though. And in with a Neuro Threat, which does reveal his position, but he has the tailwind ready. DOS9 now coming up online. Does find the first, and looks for the next. He gets it! 2-on-2.
Again, another 2 versus 2 situation. DOS9 still has a contingency wall.
And the double tap online.
They're going to play together.
On cooldown.
Retake for DRX. Salvos and flashes ready.
There goes contingency. Aggression.
A bit more space. DOS9 looks to get sneaky. Looks for the flicks, but not quite there.
Expected or not, DOS9 to try and assist it on out.
Oh, with the undercut as well. It's going to do a little bit of assistance, but down to it at the end. DOS9 not able to stand tall. Full support from the crowd here at Coex Stadium. I mean, it's S-Flex, but still. And the flash out from Boom. A lot of exchange and utility, but Boom, undeterred, continues to push forward. DOS9 taken down. Bit of a trade coming out from Mako, and he continues to hold the off angle. Double found, Hyunmin there, and that's gonna be 14-12.
For example, like Berserks is moving on towards his Vice, and DRX already starting off with Estrella solo, essentially, towards this B site.
Yeah, striding in. He might find himself pinned down somewhat, though, and the salvos will flush him out of position. So kill quickly found back from Famous.
NC Slasher does have to think better of just sticking out in the open for this duel. Wants to spot out what he can with the drone. And this is where it comes down to a bit of this mid-round decision-making.
Famous stuck down now, especially with the flash at hand. Berserk's trying to bail him out, but unfortunately smoked off. And quick to the smokes from Mako as well. Now you've got CT blocked off.
Are you going to keep your 100% ascent pistol rate for DRX so far? Or is it going to falter here and you lose this 4 versus 3 advantage that you have, sniffing out the rest of the site, that no one is there? Now it's going to shift into post plan.
No more util, at least until the salvos come back up. But Boom looking to gather a little bit more space, starting off with DOS9, who he knows he's been having a rough game. Trying to step up now. Flash out, trying to push on forward. Re-smoked stairs though, and that makes things a little bit more tricky. DOS9, additional support, smokes off Boathouse, but that's when they double peek together. Bane in for the trades, Hyunmin for the next. DOS9 now out from stairs, 1-on-2. Plays up around Dice. Wait, self-salvo just to bait him out!
Estrella gonna be dealt with accordingly, quick.
For the punish. Hyunmin though trying to get ahead as well, but now with the sheer wall tripped up, this gives Boom a bit of a chance. Berserks to hold the off angle, Sheer with the additional support. Even with the blind side, it doesn't phase them.
Yeah.
Just Bane left and only a ghost. Boom honest, but yes, A main in contention in with the salvos. NC Slasher for the peak.
And now you've got numbers, so you don't necessarily need to sacrifice anything as Boom.
Successful trade. The sheer wall tripped up as well?
Yep, just baited out.
Fantastic. Famous TP'd on over to provide additional support.
Oh, he's hungry.
Goes in for the check, but
Yeah, he stepped out before the flash had really bloomed. Unfortunate.
not quite the situation you want to find yourself in if you are to pick up these full rifle rounds.
Yeah.
DRX on the other hand,
You already knew that NC Slasher was here too.
yes, happy to capitalize on the situation, knowing that NC Slasher is somewhat alone, but Shiro has arrived. Unfortunately though, the Tejo utility will not allow him to come onto the lines. So this is a Boom that has been knocked off balance. Can they recover?
Good shock dart.
30 seconds left.
Can you get anything more here though as Boom?
Go ahead.
Armageddon as well, just to secure the round.
Don't mind it.
That leaves Berserks alone on the site. Shiro now coming in out from spawn. Famous finding a frag of his own. And it keeps DRX at bay. 3-on-3, just like we saw from before, but in a different site.
No util really, just DOS9.
Okay, here's the spike tap, now goes in for the peek off the flash.
Pumps.
So in Famous, he finds the swing. Double spray found, and Shiro for the final trade.
Final the info for the team, and they'll collect back at B.
Hyunmin now comes in with the
Oh.
blades. Scouting found by freeing Hyunmin to knock and strike all of it down.
That's probably the round.
Quick reaction from Boom though. Famous might be nearby with an outlaw, but is that going to be enough? It still is a 3-on-5 where Boom have the better weaponry. They're trying to at least find some numbers here.
Yeah, but it's a 3-on-5, man.
Oh, not even the head. Hyunmin slices and cuts him up instead. NC Slasher now possibly.
Berserks, yeah.
That's right. That's exactly what it is. But Berserks alone still could do some damage. Shiro in with some
30 seconds.
ult as well.
Yeah, this is a heavy investment with 20 seconds still to
Okay.
go. Berserks has Thorns.
Trying to play around the time. NC Slasher in with the Armageddon as well. Thorns might aid him. Berserk still trying to stay hidden. But the blind works out great! Takes down Mako, and all of a sudden, Boom find themselves at a worthy hand of a potential Thrifty, down to a low HP Bane. Except Estrella on towards tiles. Boom should be prepared for this A hit. DOS9, however, unfortunately finding minimal success. And C Slasher and Berserks will be able to chime in.
And they already knew where Estrella was, right? He was just...
These dangerous spots, but still Hyunmin has to pin down. Now into this side, especially the Armageddon at play.
Oh, the
It's going to be
trades.
trades for days. DRX, though, finding themselves in a favorable position now with the numbers at hand. Berserks
Spike
might
planted.
do
have
it.
arrived on the crime scene, but he's finding corpses scattered everywhere. Maybe with a peek off from heaven, but you've got to be careful with how you're isolating these angles, especially thinking around Hell.
Cutting through.
Well,
Generator was cleared. Now checks into Hell. Spots out freeing, but a little bit trying to flush him out of position. DOS9 with a flash of his own. Kind of wallbang through, and Shiro looking
didn't
to
play Hell?
take more
Okay.
space down in. Hell has been cleared now, watching out for door. Hyunmin still able to cause some havoc. Off towards the next spots though.
Launching Thorn.
It's up towards A main with freeing on that stinger. Boom should be able to body block most of the shots and get the spike into at least half. Found him, and that's gonna be Estrella now coming through. He's got the short flash as well, so that's a fully blinded, near side of DOS9 now, still finding the torso of Mako.
But on the
flashes
side,
off his own as well, and he's hungry for more. DOS9 looking famished, but unfortunately punished for it. And C-Slasher now has to hold down the site, sends out the Armageddon, and that's going to be DRX looking to get the spike down soon enough. Pop flash out from Freeing, but it's Dimensional Drift from Famous to counter.
if the plant goes down, Australia will have the ult, by the way.
Gate crash noted, Shiro looking to sneak through,
Oh,
but Freeing,
what?
what a flick! Takes down his opponent, Steel Guarded now from Estrella, just to keep his opponents honest. Freeing then swings out, finds the other frag. The final player left, Berserk's shotgun challenge. Trying to get the pinch on towards Freeing, they will find it, boom. Finding numbers advantage in early parts of the round.
Marco and Bane at this A site. See if the pistols are going to be able to do something in a potential crossfire or not.
Or they're going to find themselves in a bit of a hairy situation. Maybe able to flash themselves out, but unfortunately the angle's all fully covered by...
Try and go for a knife and whiff it, if you're going to do that.
Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it, and he does!
So there's an idea that it was a bit of a default, but Berserks, again for an opener, this time on a Freeing.
Not too shabby, now more options found. They will trip that deep sheer wall as well and manage to get away with it, but Mako finds an angle onto Famous.
Yeah, he's just saved Australia there, to be honest.
Okay. Berserks, however, right now trying to catch up to his team. Spotted out by Mako.
Oh, the
team,
flash.
however, will be able to flash themselves into the site.
How has Shiro found that, by the way, with a Spectre at that distance?
A couple of taps, perhaps, but nonetheless, you gotta deal and fend off even more because incoming players are going to be Mako and Hyunmin until Mako's been quickly dispatched of. And C-Slasher now and the rest of the team position themselves towards A main as well as Hell.
Just don't give that that option.
Back in through to support Estrella, who is spraying for dear life with a stinger right now. Flashed out, Bring finds one more, but it is individual trades. Boom, find themselves a bit of a numbers advantage, although Berserk's is low HP. DOS9 hunkers down, finds the frag, and it's now a 3v1.
And they don't know where Marco is, they don't know where he's going to be coming from. But Berserk's is on the right line with the right gun. If you think about it, the Outlaw to get the job done, and that is...
He will opt for the wide swing, but Free just quickly dismisses of him.
Yeah, and if you want to try and go to this A side, I mean, with all this Vice utility, it should be unachievable.
Hey. 50 seconds, it's a lot left on round timer.
Yeah, and Bane, I mean, if he sees the pressure here, he's got his teammate and Freeing around him, he's still got special delivery and salvos. They can just call and play for the 3 versus 5 here. They don't necessarily need to take a fight. You even drop the door, rather, so...
It's a rather risky round to go for.
Oh, it just makes it so hard for Boom to try and get something back in towards this round. I wouldn't even be surprised if they just save.
Yeah.
I know they've got a lot of money, but there's just nothing you can really do. Bully your way into A, where a door has also just been shut on you.
Yeah, 15 seconds now. Unless you can kill these 2 players on the site with a snap of your fingers, this is a really tough.
Okay, hang on a
spike
second.
get
Hang on a
planted
second.
Until Shiro sneaks up from behind, finds a double, traded off by Hyunmin. Spike still looking to get planted, and now for NC to hold the angle, unfortunately falls, and now DOS9. He has to, once again, step up to bat. Freeing flushes him away with the Dimensional Drift. DOS9 ignores it. Tries to dodge the flashes as well, manages to deal with Bane.
No way!
Comes back into it.
As well.
Plays, Mako still jiggling. At some point, you got to rotate on over. Boom are not slowing down, but a bit of a team kill coming through. Nonetheless, Boom still trudge forward. Hyunmin hopping over, looking for the blade. He's got 4 left. Bane off to the other end, though, trying to prevent Boom from creating any further space. DOS9 somewhat trapped until he can slip through into market. Spike not quite planted yet because you've got these 2 anchors on the site.
You don't exactly know where Bane went either, to be honest with you. He's gone on towards the A site in case there's a rotation call.
Oh, Mako. He's got the Phantom. Close range could help him out, but somewhat double peeked out. And the Crosshair not just able to drag over.
Hyunmin.
Hopping out of the smoke now. Hyunmin alongside Estrella. Arc Rose popped, but nothing much found. The shot's not quite connecting. Estrella will only be able to find the first. DOS9 now on to the double kill.
And Bane was way too far away as well. He's got salvos, but it's a 1 versus 2 here, Quack. If Boom play the crossfire right, they could find the series point.
Bane. Like you mentioned, salvos, but Where do you place them? Surely into Boathouse for one, but pops it off. No one's giving him the peek. He does find the first flick though. Continues to push on forward, hops down, and dives onto DOS9.
No crossfire!
A little bit more support coming up with Freeing close by. Here come those kills. Oh, they have actually managed to find two. DOS9 trying to equalize, but not quite. Famous caught inside of the smoke. Armageddon launched by Bane as well. Famous takes down Yunmin and now looks to recollect with his fallen teammates, but stray up by stairs, denies entry. Berserks to trade right back. 1-on-2.
Have the spike.
And how do you play this one if you are DRX as well?
Oh, he's thinking about a weapon, but it's not quite safe enough, so still sticking on to the Outlaw.
The thing is, they're both at 125 HP here.
Burns our lives.
So the Outlaw's not the worst gun.
But you have to think about the reload, so positioning very crucial.
One shot each, Quack.
That's all you got to go for.
Timing.
One shot, one kill. Berserk's peeks, doesn't see him. Where could they be? Goes back around lane, spots out the first. That's the first kill. Punch in your second ticket, Berserks, because it's right there. Swaps to the shorty, hops in, and finds Mako! No clutch for the guy! It's the A site.
For Marco, he wasn't spotted for the moment. Now he is. Berserk's on towards Freeing. This is where a crunch opportunity happens on the A site.
Right, still got those thorns, but Mako trying to play around the smokes, repositions, but unfortunately pitched down. The full swarm from Boom! 2 players left. Now Hyunmin and Estrella running off the tracks. On towards Heaven, they gotta wait for that recon. The spike gets planted. Thankfully, they will shoot out Thorns, so a little bit more space, but can they dive down to hell safely enough? No smokes. Goes in for the hop, Hyunmin. Stinger has the first kill, but the shorty and the phantom kill out from A main. Boom! Have done it!